All right, you beautiful bastards. Welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're going balls deep into Damascus, a city that's been getting attention lately for all the wrong fucking reasons.
Yeah.
War, destruction, the whole shebang. Now, let's cut the crap when you hear Damascus. You probably picture some bombed-out shithole, right?
Yeah, probably.
But hold on to your asses,
Yeah.
because we're about to blow your goddamn minds.
It's true. The recent conflict has cast a long, dark shadow over Damascus. But the city's story is far richer and older than the headlines might suggest.
Damn straight. We're talking ancient fucking history here, folks.
Yeah.
Think less desert battleground. More like a historical lasagna,
Yeah.
with each layer stacked with empires, religions, and cultures. We're going so far back in time, the pyramid's going to look like they were built yesterday.
To give you a sense of scale, Damascus has been continuously inhabited since at least the 3rd millennium BC, possibly even earlier. Tel Ramad, an archaeological site near the city, suggests settlements as far back as the 7th millennium BC.
7th millennium BC. Fuck me. That's like saying people were barely out of their goddamn caves when they started setting up shop in Damascus. It's mind-boggling. So, walk us through the early days. Who are the big players in this ancient Game of Thrones?
Well, you've got the usual suspects. Egyptian pharaohs, the Hittites battling it out for control of trade routes. Around 1200 BC, shit hit the fan. The Bronze Age collapsed, likely due to a combination of climate change, internal strife, and these mysterious raiders called the Sea Peoples. It was a period of chaos and upheaval. But Damascus, surprisingly, managed to adapt and even thrive.
Well, everyone else was losing their shit. Damascus was like, hold my beer, I'm going to level up.
Exactly. That's when the Arameans entered the picture. They founded Aram Damascus, a powerful kingdom that controlled a significant chunk of the Levant. And these guys were clever. They developed sophisticated water systems using canals and tunnels to maximize the broad river. Parts of that system are still in use today.
Wait, so they had ancient plumbing that still works? That's some serious engineering shit right there.
Absolutely. It was a testament to their ingenuity and foresight. But that kind of innovation also made Damascus a highly desirable prize, and it quickly became a magnet for ambitious empires.
So Damascus was like the hottest club in ancient times?
Yeah.
Everyone wanted in. Let's dive into that, shall we? Who are some of the biggest assholes trying to muscle their way into Damascus?
Well, you had the Assyrians, known for their military might and brutality. They conquered Damascus in the 8th century BC and imposed a period of harsh rule. But, and this might surprise you, trade actually flourished under their control.
Hold up. So they were oppressive as fuck.
Yeah.
But also good for business. That's kind of messed up.
It's a recurring theme in Damascus's history, even in times of conflict and oppression. Its strategic location and savvy inhabitants ensured its continued economic importance.
Yeah. So even when they were getting their asses kicked, they still found a way to hustle.
Exactly. After the Assyrians came the Greeks, led by Alexander the Great, of course, then the Seleucids, and then the Ptolemies. It was like a revolving door of empires. But that constant exchange of power also brought a fusion of ideas and cultures, shaping the city's unique identity.
This is like a giant cultural blender,
Yeah.
churning up a mix of Greek, Egyptian,
Yeah.
and Assyrian flavors.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of delicious, actually.
In a way, yes. But then came the Romans. And they brought their own brand of order and concrete to the city. They were obsessed with urban planning, those Romans, and they completely redesigned Damascus.
Wait, seriously? Like, they gave it a Roman makeover?
Absolutely. The layout of the old city of Damascus today, it still basically follows the Roman design, the rectangular shape, the main axis. It's all Roman influence. Even the famous street called Straight from the Bible, the Via Recta, is a Roman road.
Holy shit. So that biblical shit is actually real.
It is, and it's a testament to the enduring legacy of Roman urban planning. After the Romans came the Byzantines, the eastern continuation of the Roman Empire, and they had a significant impact on the development of the Eastern Orthodox community in the Bab-Tuma neighborhood. But a massive shift was on the horizon, one that would completely reshape the religious and political landscape of the city.
Okay. I'm on the edge of my seat here. Spill the tea. What happens next?
In 634 CE, the Rashidun Caliphate, led by the brilliant military strategist Khalid ibn al-Walid, conquered Damascus. This marked the beginning of Islamic rule in the city and a turning point in its history.
And that was a pretty big fucking deal,
Right.
right? Like,
Yeah.
game changer status.
Absolutely. Strategically and symbolically, it was a seismic event. The Byzantines had ruled the city for centuries, and losing Damascus to the Muslims was a significant blow to their empire.
I bet they were pissed. So what did the Muslims do once they took over? Did they just trash the place and impose Sharia law?
Not quite. Under the Umayyad Caliphate, Damascus became the capital of a vast empire that stretched from Spain to India. Think about it. From the dusty streets of Damascus to the palaces of Cordoba, This city was the center of it all.
Damn. That's impressive. But they weren't exactly known for their subtlety, were they? I mean...
They did build a massive mosque on top of a Christian cathedral, right? Talk about a power move.
You're talking about the Umayyad Mosque, one of the most stunning architectural achievements in the world, built between 706 and 715 CE. It's a testament to the Umayyads' ambition and their desire to make Damascus a symbol of Islamic power.
Talk about making a statement.
Yeah.
So, Damascus was riding high, the capital of a massive Islamic empire. But empires don't last forever, do they? What happens next? Do things go tits up for Damascus?
The Umayyads eventually declined, and the Abbasids took over. They moved the capital to Baghdad, which was a bit of a blow to Damascus's ego.
So Damascus got downgraded. That's kind of stingy.
It did. But the city never completely faded away. It was too strategically located, too historically important to be ignored. And that's a theme we see over and over in Damascus's history. No matter what shit it goes through, it endures.
All right. I think we need to pause here for a second. We've covered a shit ton of history already, but trust me, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We'll be right back with more Damascus madness after a quick break. Just kidding.
Yeah.
We don't have any fucking sponsors. We're back with the final chapter in a few. All right, you magnificent bastards. We're back for round 2 of our Damascus deep dive. We left off with Damascus taking a bit of a hit after those Abbasid assholes moved the Islamic capital to Baghdad. But don't think for a second that things got boring.
Oh, absolutely not. Damascus was far too important, both geographically and culturally, to simply fade into obscurity. This is where we enter a period of intense power struggles and shifting alliances.
So it's like the medieval version of a goddamn soap opera. Give us the juicy details.
Well, you had a whole parade of dynasties vying for control. The Tulunids, the Ikshidas, and then these guys called the Kormatians, who are basically the punk rockers of the Islamic world.
Hold up, punk rock caliphs. Well, tell me more about these Kormatian badasses. What made them so different?
They were a radical Shia sect with a serious chip on their shoulder. They rejected mainstream Islamic practices, even going so far as to steal the Black Stone from Mecca in 930 CE.
Holy shit. They stole the goddamn Black Stone. Those guys had balls.
They were certainly a disruptive force, and they weren't the only ones shaking things up. You had the Fatimids, another Shia dynasty, who controlled Egypt and parts of the Levant. They brought their own brand of intrigue and instability to the region.
And don't forget that batshit crazy Fatimid Caliph al-Hakim. Wasn't he the one who destroyed the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem?
That's the one, he was. Let's just say he had a unique approach to religious tolerance. But despite all this chaos and upheaval, Damascus managed to hold its own. Then came the Seljuk Turks, a powerful Sunni dynasty that swept across Persia and into the Levant.
Here we go again, another empire trying to add Damascus to their collection.
Well, it was still a prize worth fighting for, and under the Seljuk ruler Abu Sa'id Taj ad-Dawla Tutush, Damascus once again became a capital in 1079 CE. This marked a shift back to Sunni dominance in the city.
Got it. So it's back to Sunni town for Damascus.
Yeah.
But man, aren't we forgetting some of those pesky crusaders were sniffing around this whole time, weren't they?
Ah, yes, the Crusaders. Those European knights were determined to wrest control of the Holy Land from the Muslims, and Damascus was a prime target. They launched several sieges in 1110, 1126, and 1148, but each time Damascus held strong.
So those crusader assholes couldn't crack the city. What stopped them?
Damascus was well fortified and strategically located. It was also blessed with some skilled military leaders. But then came a name that echoes through history. Saladin.
Saladin, the legendary Muslim warrior. The dude who kicked crusader ass and took back Jerusalem. Give us the lowdown on this badass.
Saladin was a brilliant military strategist and a charismatic leader. He rose through the ranks to become Sultan of Egypt and Syria, and in 1187 he achieved the unthinkable door. He captured Jerusalem from the Crusaders.
That must have pissed those crusaders off something fierce. Wasn't that what kicked off the Third Crusade with Richard the Lionheart and all that jazz?
Exactly. It was a clash of titans. Saladin, the cunning Muslim sultan, against Richard the Lionheart, the chivalrous English king. But Saladin held his ground, and his victory at Jerusalem shifted the balance of power in the region.
Saladin won, Crusaders 0.
Yeah.
But wait, what about the Mongols? Weren't those guys like the ultimate badasses of the ancient world?
They were a force to be reckoned with, that's for sure. And in 1260, under the command of Hulagu Khan's general Kitbuka, the Mongol horde arrived at the gates of Damascus. And get this, they marched into the city alongside Christian allies.
Wait, what the fuck? Mongols and Christians teaming up? Now that's a fucked up alliance.
It was a strange pairing, but the Mongols were pragmatists. They were surprisingly tolerant of other religions, at least for the time. Their primary goal was conquest, and they weren't picky about who they partnered with to achieve it.
So Damascus gets sacked by this unholy alliance of Mongol warriors and Crusader knights. But I'm guessing the Mongols didn't stay in charge for long.
Their victory was short-lived. Just a few months later, the Mamluks, a powerful group of slave soldiers who ruled Egypt, confronted the Mongols at the Battle of Ain Jalut. It was a decisive victory for the Mamluks, and it marked the beginning of the end for Mongol dominance in the region.
So the Mamluks basically saved Damascus from the Mongol hordes. Those guys were like the medieval equivalent of SEAL Team 6.
They were a formidable fighting force, that's for sure. And they ruled Damascus for centuries, bringing a period of relative stability and prosperity. They even managed to repel another Mongol invasion led by the infamous Timur in 1401.
Timur, also known as Tamerlane, the Sword of Islam. Wasn't that dude a total psychopath?
He was brutal even by medieval standards. He sacked Damascus, massacred its inhabitants, and burned the Umayyad mosque to the ground. It was a dark chapter in the city's history, but as always, Damascus managed to recover and rebuild.
Damn, those Mamluks were tough cookies. They saw the Mongols rebuilt the city and kept things running smoothly for a good chunk of time. What finally brought their reign to an end?
In 1516, the Ottoman Empire, a rising power from Anatolia, swept into Syria and conquered Damascus. It was the beginning of a new era for the city, one that would last for over 4 centuries.
All right, so the Ottomans roll in, and I'm guessing this is where things start to get a little more muddy.
You could say that Ottoman rule brought a certain level of stability and order to Damascus, but it also introduced new challenges and tensions. We'll delve into that next as we explore the city's journey into the modern world.
Okay, hold on to your hats, folks, because our Damascus deep dive is about to get even wilder. We're back, you magnificent degenerates, for the final fucking chapter of our Damascus deep dive. We've covered thousands of years of history, a shit ton of empires, enough religious bullshit to make your head spin, and some serious badassery along the way.
And through it all, Damascus has endured. It's been conquered, destroyed, rebuilt, and reinvented countless times. It's a testament to the city's strategic importance, but also to the resilience of its people.
Damn right. But let's not sugarcoat things. The Syrian Civil War, which kicked off in 2011, has been an absolute fucking nightmare for the city and the whole damn country.
It's a tragedy, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
The conflict has caused immense suffering, displacement, and destruction. You see images of a city once known for its beauty and history, now scarred by war, and it's heartbreaking.
And it's not just about the physical damage. In 2019, Damascus was ranked the least livable city in the entire world. The least livable, out of 140 cities. That tells you everything you need to know about the impact of this conflict.
That ranking reflects the devastating toll the war has taken on every aspect of life in Damascus. Infrastructure, healthcare, education, the economy, it's all been severely impacted.
It's a stark reminder that history isn't just about ancient empires and glorious battles. It's about the real lives of real people. And right now, the people of Damascus are going through hell.
Absolutely. And it's important to acknowledge that while we've been digging into the city's fascinating past, its present is marked by pain and uncertainty.
No doubt. But, even in the midst of all this shit, there's still a flicker of hope. Damascus has this.
Yeah.
This stubborn refusal to give up.
It's the spirit of the city, isn't it? Damascus has been knocked down countless times, but it always gets back up. It's a testament to the human spirit, to that deep-seated desire to rebuild and persevere, even when faced with the most unimaginable horrors.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the takeaway for our listeners? What should they be thinking about when they hear Damascus now?
I think the key is to remember the layers. Damascus isn't just a war zone. It's a city with an incredibly rich and complex history, a tapestry woven from countless threads of culture, religion, and empire.
Right. It's like that historical lasagna we were talking about earlier.
Exactly. And while the current conflict is a tragedy, it's just one layer of a much bigger story. A story that speaks to the resilience of the human spirit, the enduring power of place, and the enduring hope for a brighter future.
Well said. Damascus has been through some serious shit, but this city ain't going anywhere. It's going to keep evolving, keep surprising us. And who knows, maybe one day it'll reclaim its place as a beacon of culture and peace in the Middle East.
I have no doubt about that.
All right, you beautiful bastards. That's a wrap on our Damascus deep dive. We've journeyed from ancient times to the present day, and hopefully we've blown your fucking minds wide open.
Remember, Damascus is more than just a name on a map or a headline in the news. It's a city with a soul, a story that spans millennia, and a spirit that refuses to be broken.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
So next time you hear about Damascus, think about all the layers, all the stories, all the blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into making this city what it is today.
And if you're feeling adventurous, check out the show notes for more info on Damascus. There's a whole world of fascinating history waiting to be explored.
Stay curious, stay informed, and keep diving deep, you magnificent degenerates. Until next time, peace out.